So good morning, Luis Duran with ABB. Uh, I'm an active member in the business working group, and our activities from the business working group, but we started the certification and conformance activities from within the business working group. Of course, if you heard before, we recognize conformance and certification to be critical areas for the success of the activities of the forum. So we kind of elevated that subcommittee within the business working group to a full, let's say, staff certification working group, and I'll talk more about it in a moment. So the purpose of this was to develop, as I say, the process and procedures to drive certification. I'm not going to go into much of the details, but the idea was starting from the top to define what does it mean to be certified, and then to proceed with the implementation of the certification program. The ultimate goal to have a certification program operational, which allows suppliers in this industry to bring products to the certification program and then demonstrate conformance to the OPAS standard. We have defined a process. I don't expect you to read this process here. For that, I invite you to download the certification policy that is now published, as you have heard, and go through the process. There will be additional documentation that will be published to kind of guide suppliers that are interested into to enter the certification process. But the whole idea is to connect the OPAS specification to that defines what needs to be certified into a process in which the suppliers know what to do, what to demonstrate, and how to take their products through the certification process that ultimately will result in a product being conformant to the standard that the users, all of the ecosystem, all of the active participants in the ecosystem, be it end users, system integrators, or other suppliers, can take into their solutions to bring to market. Conclusion, and I know it's probably very brief and you might have additional questions. First one that I want to convey, we standed here last year and we said we're working on a certification policy because this is important. This year we're standing here saying we had published the certification program or policy, and that is available for review. We in the forum consider the certification and conformance to be really, really important and valuable. So that's why we had also established a certification working group just in recognition of that importance and value. So with that, I'd like to introduce the co-chairs of the certification working group, Ron and Ed. They're here. So if anybody has any question on that area, you can approach them or me, and we're in the transition phase. So again, depending on your question, I guess it's going to be any of us. So